Welcome back to another Football Manager video. This time we're going to check out 5 central midfielders that change everything about the club you're managing. Coming in at number 5 to start our list off, we have the young Dutch center mid currently playing for the second team at PSG, Chavez Simmons. Now, Chavez Simmons is going to be one for the future, so just keep that in mind. He's immensely gifted when it comes to technical potential. Some teams may find it hard to justify paying a couple million for a player that won't immediately get into the first team. However, if you do have a couple million laying around, scrape it together, Chavez Simmons is where you want to spend it. Luckily, his contract does not have many years remaining, and this is reflected in the value. Simmons' wages won't be an issue either if you plan on bringing him to your club. Generally, if you can afford to justify him, you can afford his wages. I have found Simmons is best utilized in a midfield 3 as a supportive deep-lying playmaker where he can get on the ball, get a lot of touches, but he doesn't have to do that defensive work. Another successful position for Chavez Simmons is as a supportive attacking playmaker, similar to the defensive playmaker, just further up the field. He's not really scoring the goals, but he is touching the ball a lot, making things work. Another benefit to signing Chavez Simmons is his age. Depending on when you signed him, he is most likely going to be 17 or 18 if you sign him in the first season of the game. Signing him at this age will fulfill the signed players under 23 transfer philosophy that almost every club has. Like I said, Chavez Simmons is a fantastic signing, and if you have a little bit of cash lying around, you know where to splash it. Coming in at number 4, we have Barcelona central mid, Ricki Puig. Puig is never highly valued at Barcelona. This is with them being in a financial despair. Puig is almost always transfer listed in the first season. He's one of the first players to always find himself on the market. Now, there is only one downside to Puig, and that is his wages. Since Barcelona have been run horrendously in the past few years and have been just handing out contracts to any player that can kick a ball, and Football Manager is very realistic, his terribly inflated wages are reflected. Now, with all that being said, Puig is still an immensely talented player. If you are playing as a club that can afford his wages, by all means pull the trigger, bring him in. His transfer sale itself will not be as expensive as his wages. The young Spanish midfielder can be utilized as both a midfield 2 or 3, or in a midfield 2 or 3. I would highly recommend playing him with someone that can do the defensive dirty work for him, similar to Chavez Simmons. Puig is a player that can be the final piece in a puzzle for many Champions League hopefuls. Now, following up Ricki Puig, we have Nicolas Seiwald in third place. Seiwald is a young industrial midfielder currently playing for Red Bull Salzburg in the Austrian Bundesliga. Being a 20-year-old Austrian capable of playing anywhere in the central midfielder, anything from a Zala to ball-winning midfielder, I cannot recommend him enough. Just like most players in Red Bull Salzburg system, Nicolas Seiwald has wages equal to his ability. Unlike Puig, his wages are not inflated to his talent. When signing Seiwald, you will in no way break the bank when bringing him in and confirming his signature. If he hasn't, by the time you buy him, he should be getting his first of many international caps for Austria. This will just boost his international reputation and his transfer value. Seiwald is a player who I've used on a save with Salzburg and Lille. Both times I've used him as a box-to-box midfielder. I wish that I could place Nicolas Seiwald higher on this list. However, there are some real game changers coming up next. Claiming silver on our illustrious list, we have none other than Portuguese international Renato Sanches. Currently applying his trade in Ligue 1 for Lille, this midfielder will cost a pretty penny to pry him from the French champions, but I cannot emphasize it enough. He is worth it. He is a better Seiwald. Similar to Nicolas Seiwald, Sanches can play across central midfield. I have found him best utilized as a box-to-box or Mazela, both being on the supportive role. In the first season of the game, his signature will be available for 40 to 50 million, with some pretty hefty wages to accompany that fee. I would recommend only signing him if you're Champions League regular, if you're a Liverpool, Man City, Zebre, one of the Milans, a team like that that can really afford to support him. One of the few negatives about Renato Sanches is that he's going to be prone to injuries. Everybody knows it. That's what comes with Renato Sanches, is his injuries. Other than that, I cannot recommend Renato Sanches enough. Like I said, there's going to be one player, however, that is going to beat him out on our list, that is going to claim that gold spot. Now, coming in at number 1, getting the gold, he's got the goods. We have 19-year-old Luca Sukic. While Sukic might not have all his potential from the start of the game, he is more than enough to make our top spot and to be the best midfielder at many clubs. The second inclusion of the list from Red Bull Salzburg, Sukic can be signed for 20 to 24 million. Being able to immediately slot into a team at 19 makes him an obvious pickup for any player. I found him best utilized as a Mazzella when he is given the primary creator role of the team. With him being such a young player, he isn't going to demand a lot of wages or playing time, especially if you can get him onto one of those young breakthrough prospect contracts. One thing to watch out for during contract negotiations, in some instances, his agent may try and include a release clause that will have him suited by many larger clubs within a season or two. I'm not going to go on too long about Sukic. I'm going to let you try him out for yourself. Thank you as always for watching the video. If you enjoyed, check out another. If you really enjoyed, why not consider leaving a like or maybe even subscribing? If you disliked the video, well, I don't imagine you've stayed this long, but go ahead and leave a dislike. It helps the algorithm all the same.